Let's see here. One of the first questions is that, and I think we've already discussed this internally between the two of us, but do you guys provide a ticketing system? I know that we're gonna be starting to recommend Autotask for our customers for doing that kind of stuff. But do you guys have a specific software that you like to use best, or?
Dan, do you want to?
Well, we haven't been currently offering it, but it would be possible to carve off Autotask for someone at a cost. So we do have a build of Autotask up and running.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Okay, so that's one. Question about third-party software. Do you guys support software called GlowStream EMR? Have you ever worked with that before?
I know GlowStream fairly well. Yeah, it's GlowStream. It's the medical thing that you guys are doing down there. We did actually talk to GlowStream at one point. We're not familiar with their software entirely, but again, it comes under the third-party umbrella. And again, if there's a need for it, we'll certainly look at it and see what we can do with that. But as a third-party software currently, it's best effort, and again, top 10 issues, that sort of thing. But if 1,000 people are using it, we're happy to look at it.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Ira asked, how many level 2 and level 3 techs do you guys have on staff currently?
We have 50 people currently. They're spread over the 24/7 period, and we have plenty of room for expansion. I think quite possibly it's almost a 50-50 split, isn't it, Dan, between 2 and 3?
It'd be pretty close to 50-50. There's probably 60-40 anyway, 2 to 3. So
if that makes any sense.
Every shift has 3s on it for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then going back to hours of operation, I know that basically we don't actually offer our partners anything less than 24/7. It's kind of, for us, it seems kind of a silly reason to not do that, especially since we have partners all over the world. So it's 24/7. That's what we've been advertising, is 24/7 support. But I do know that you guys have some rules about major holidays. Do you know? Like, could you kind of cover that briefly? What some of the major holidays are, and how you handle calls that come in on a holiday.
Yeah, we don't actually have holidays, do we, Dan? I think we're here all the time.
We're open every day of the year.
Okay.
On the very major holidays that both Canada and the U.S. share, we definitely go to a skeleton crew. So i.e. Christmas, New Year's Day. The major ones. Other holidays don't really affect our staffing levels. For instance, we observe Canadian holidays here, so the U.S. Thanksgiving, we're fully staffed.
Oh, that's great.
But as a point, anyway, we're fully staffed. We're 24/7. Doesn't matter what the holiday is. There's somebody who's going to be talking to your client if they need to talk to somebody.
Perfect.
Period.
Perfect. Let's see here. What else do we got? Do you guys have any kind of online chat that you can do with people, like a live person type thing? Okay.
No.
Not at this time. That's cool.
No.
This is probably going to be a interesting question since you're in Canada. But do you have any guys with you that have U.S. security clearances? One of our guys has a lot of guys that work in security.
Go get him, Dan.
I used to hold a top secret clearance. No, we don't at this point. So I have one that's very dormant. I don't do support. No, we don't.
Okay.
But just as a matter of record, everybody who's on staff has a full background check, criminal and otherwise. Drugs, you name it, we check everything. So nobody comes into our company or gets on the phones without having had a full background check. If they clear it, that's great. If they don't work with us.
Okay. Fantastic.
Absolutely. We actually definitely use a third-party vendor for that out of Vancouver. So.
All right. When you are writing up the PSA ticket, do you document the amount of time that was spent on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Time accounting is entered in every ticket, as we understand the need sometimes for some T&M work. So, on the MSP's part of ours. So, absolutely.
Okay. And I'm just kind of reading down these. So, Rob, I just saw your question. You're asking about the hours again. It is 24/7. your customer
Indeed.
could call anytime.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what time of day it is. Let's see here. Please send email. Okay, so here's a good question. Since this is a support line and or email address that people are going to be getting in contact with, what happens when they ask a question that's general to the business? So, like, let's say they want to make a purchase, or they have a billing question, or something like that, and they get back to they call your guys. What what do they do with that kind of a thing?
Okay, I'll take that, Neil. We build a wiki article or a wiki base out for each individual entity that we partner with that takes on the services. Within that main wiki, we'll gather information on the company itself, and then within that, then beneath that, each individual client site. What we would do is search first to see if we had the information so that we could warm transfer the call over. If we don't have that information readily available, we'll ticket it and escalate it to the appropriate party.
Okay.
What we won't do, and I want everyone to understand, is what we'll never do is tell someone they need to call somewhere else.
Yeah, you'll start the process of handling it as a problem that needs to be resolved.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the client's ever in doubt, and we always say this, if you're just not sure if it's a support call or not, call us. We'll let you know, and we'll try and find the right place for you to be.
That's perfect. Let's see here. Here's a good question. How do you handle international calls?
International calls come inbound on a toll line. So there are two options currently. They can either call long distance to a toll number, or they can do SIP terminations depending on their phone systems. We do allow SIP-to-SIP terminations.
Oh, very cool.
Some countries we do have some dialable toll-frees, but they come at a premium. Other countries aren't available to us.
But we are a global company. We have global reach, and we do have global customers.
Very cool. I have one of our partners on the line here wants to know if you can get one of his friends a job. I can put you guys in touch with them later. We'll talk about that.
Is that you, Chris?
No.
Yeah, come on, Chris. It's Chris Rich, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Just kind of pushing through these. Okay, I'm going to answer this question, then we're going to move on to just to cover the pricing, and then we'll do we'll go through some more questions. Charging for how do we charge for service? This is one that actually I can handle. It's a flat rate. It's per device, so it's not based on the number of phone calls. As Neil said earlier, you can call unlimited number of times to the phone support. Really, your clients call an unlimited number of times to the phone support. However much they need support is however much they'll get, and otherwise what happens is it's just counted based on the number of RMM licenses that you have out there. So if you're using Kaseya, then it's the number of Kaseya endpoints that you have out there. If you're using Zenith, it's the number of Zenith endpoints that you have out there. That's how we keep track of it, and we kind of prefer that whatever clients that you have, you're putting endpoints on all the machines that at least all the machines that are ever going to need support, because obviously if there's no endpoints, then the guys at LVHD are going to have a hard time supporting the machine. Did I cover that well, guys? Do you want to add anything to that?
No, that is well covered as far as I'm concerned, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then one last piece for that, Josh asked a good question. What if there are endpoints installed on clients that don't need support? Are we going to do billing for that? If you don't think that a machine really needs to be supported, then we don't have to put that on the plan. But it's difficult because as Dan said earlier, they will not turn people away. So really, as far as billing purposes is concerned, we try to just kind of cover the whole office. And honestly, you guys will do basic server support, right? I mean, if someone calls in and says I can't get my email, and they have an Exchange server on site, you will take a look at their Exchange server, right?
As long as that Exchange server is on the simple server plan, absolutely.